What's the impact of the Akosombo Dam spillage on businesses? Well, I've come to Flosell Farms in the Volta region, and I'm going to have a chat with the managing director, Mr. Evans Danso. Evans, how are you, man?
We are literally, in the literality of the word, struggling to keep our head above the waters at times like this, trying to make sure we still keep the core of the business and, if possible, get back to our feet.
Where exactly are we in the Volta region?
We are at Bakbatademe, quite close to Sugakope, where our hatchery is sited. You know, we have 2 or 3 sites. This is the hatchery. The nursery is across on the other side, and then the grow outside is about 23 kilometers down the water.
And you're a fish farmer?
Yes, I'm a fish farmer.
How long have you been growing fish for us?
I've been growing fish for about 8 years now. Okay. Yes,
and
an award-winning farmer as well, and a trainer. So we train people from several countries here in Flosell. So it's not just about growing fish here. I think about 17 or 18 different countries have passed through this place for training in tilapia.
When everything is running at full capacity, how much fish are you able to produce?
At full capacity, we do 3,000 tons and 30 million pieces of tilapia fingerlings in a year.
That's a heck of a lot of fish.
Yeah.
When did you know something was wrong?
26th of September was when we had the first hit. We got our notice through WhatsApp from just this random WhatsApps around the dam could be spilling 2 weeks earlier than the 26th of September. So we reinforced our anchors, tied extra ropes, put extra anchors just to see. So 2 weeks earlier, we were fine. They were spilling at a reasonable volume, around 1,100 cubic meters per second. And we didn't see any significant impact. We saw the water was up by a feet or so. And then by the 26th, the spillage went from the 1,000 to about 7,000 cubic meters per second. And that's when the head broke loose. Everything got just cut off and was moving like that. Our cages were swept from here. Like you can see all behind here, we had a lot of cages. We had a work station here, 2 floating houses, 45 steel cages holding breeders and catfish. All of that was gone. We found some that were completely crushed at the bridge. All those styrofoams you saw there were part of cage systems, and some broken pipes are still there. We're even still sitting on one of them. And then down on the island where our grow out is, we had about 40,000 cubic meter HDPE cages, or high density polyethylene cages. 16 of them crashed completely and gone. About 122 tons of fish, it cannot be accounted for, all lost and gone. At this side, we lost about 2.3 million fingerlings. So if you came here on that morning, you will see a lot of the fingerlings at the shore. There was nothing you could do.
Dead fish floating?
Yeah, they were dying as well because the oxygen of the water dropped. They were dying, and then the cages got broken, so they were all out and they were dying in the wild. We had about 11 steps here. You have to take about 11 steps before you got close to the water. You know, and now the water is at bay with the land here.
Exactly.
And it's coming from even the back. The scary thing is that it's using the creeks, like I said earlier, and getting into the town and getting into the villages and coming back, you know, kind of completely.
So you're being encircled by water?
Exactly. That's what is happening right
How does that make you feel, man?
Very uncomfortable. I sleep, like I said, with my hand hanging around the bedside, so that in case it touches water, I know that it's happened, then I move. I can't enter my house here because it's taking all the house there, and it's taking a lot of businesses down here. Between Amodeta and us, we have about 500 workers, you know, and now we can't do anything at this time of the year. So it's very impactful.
How many workers do you employ here at Flosell?
61 permanent and about 50 casual. So we have a total of 100, 110 workers here.
If you were to put pen to paper and or calculate your losses, what are you looking at in terms of investment, man?
We did that with our lawyers yesterday. Our loss is about 6.4 million Cedis so far, just within a couple of hours. And the water just came up all of a sudden. You know? I mean, if someone just comes and says, okay, we are going to spill water and move, this is a big business, okay? We are the largest indigenous Ghanaian farm with a lot of installations, a lot of stuff here. If you say pack your things and go, 30 minutes, the water is coming, what are you going to pick and go to where?
Nothing.
And go and place them where? You know, and go and place them where. I'm sure this success could have been done in a lot better way than this. This is not the first dam to be spilled in the world, actually. And not all dam spillages led to this kind of situation. The VRA has spilled water several times and not this kind of disaster happen. So they can still do better. We've seen a lot of data that they collect at their end, all the measurements that they have, all the studies that have been done. They have the intellectual capacity to handle this and do it in a better way than they have done. Another reason for which we have to engage them and also engage the Environmental Protection Agency. They charge us, they bill us lots of money to protect us, and at points like this, we've not even received a call from
Nobody's
EPO,
called you.
no call from EPO or nothing.
Who has called you as far as authorities are concerned?
It's more the as far as the authorities. Then the Fisheries Commission sent 2 delegates here to come and see the situation. Yes, apart from that, nothing. Nothing. We are normally getting permits from the Water Resource Commission, who is responsible for all the water bodies in the country, and then the Environmental Protection Agency. And only after you have those 2 permits, then the Fisheries Commission can give you a permit. So among all of them, it's just the Fisheries Commission that sends people to speak to us, find out the losses, and that's all.
Talking about the environment, what has changed in this environment apart from the really high level of water? And you say, how high has the water risen? Do you calculate?
The water is above more than 2.2 meters so far.
Mm-hmm.
More than 2.2 meters. The gradient here used to be about 7 meters this way. But now the water is getting so high, and that's why it's getting into all the creeks and all the dams all around. So, and it's coming with a lot of health challenges. People are falling sick. Cases of cholera is all around us now. But people are getting some malaria and stuff because there's a lot of stagnant water all around. Mm-hmm. So then you have problems. And we cannot drain water because all our drainage systems are filled with water now. And we have to stop production literally because the rate at which it's coming. We've already lost 3 major pumps. I forgot to say that all our water pumps already got submerged.
Here on site?
Yes, on site. So we had to already lift them up. And where we've put them now, the water is still coming. So as we stop production, all the ponds at the back that contain our breeders, we had moved all of them and sent to our private dam at the back. So there is no production going on now. The crew is just idle, waiting for the word to go home. And maybe they can have a good Christmas. By what means, I don't know.
It's crazy. It's remarkable that you are maintaining a cheerful disposition in spite of all of this. How do you do this?
I don't know where the strength comes from. Maybe from the Most High God, who is our rock. At times like this, but personally, I have never seen anything like this before. That you wake up one day and all your plan, all your investment is gone, and all the hope for all these young guys who are being trained by you is all gone, and this is not going to motivate them to stay in the industry, And we keep pushing for the fact that we need to produce our own food, and these young ones taking courses at the various universities. To learn to produce food. When they see these things, it's not going to encourage them, to start to invest in this area. So we need to show them as people, as government, that yes, maybe even if this happens, the right support system can still help to bring things back. Otherwise, we create an unnecessary deficit in our protein requirements. We still have to eat anyway. So if we don't find a way to produce, somebody will produce for us.
Before I ask you about what you think could be the solutions, I understand it's not just human beings who are affected. Animals are you're seeing animals that you didn't really see before.
Yeah. A friend of mine, the Belgian guy, is farming algae here. They're seeing some creatures that they have not been able to describe themselves. We've seen pythons here. This week alone, we've killed like 3 or 4 of them.
No way.
2 cobras.
Why?
Their homes are invaded. The water is taken away everywhere. It's entering into every hole. The water is already almost at a dam as we speak now. It's almost at a dam. So if care is not taken, if this thing is not managed very well, and it goes up another 2 feet, we could be in Tema. This is the reality.
We could be
in Tema easily.
Really?
From what I have seen, you can easily, and from the drone images, I keep taking drone videos every day. Michael and I, we sit and we analyze it every day. We are looking at the possible ways, and if possible, to create some channels for it to go away from us. And we are just finished this morning digging another channel at the back, for trench at the back for the water to go. And if it continues like this, I won't be surprised if the next 1 week you find the water in Tema.
What have you heard from the Volta River Authority? They've spilled the water?
We have not, nobody has formally engaged as an institution as we speak. Not all the farms here, not all the businesses around here, from Iribu, from Flosell, the banana farm, Moonlight, Amodeka. Nobody has come to sit down at VRA to engage us as stakeholders that this and this will be the strategy, this will be the plan. Simulation is nothing. So for now, the focus is to rescue what we can rescue, try to maintain balance, and then maybe in the future they will engage us. Otherwise, we will have to engage them. We will have to engage them.
Can we take a walk around and see, show us some of the impacts that you have
Sure.
suffered?
You can see this is one of the broken cages. Just at the entrance, you find a lot more of the broken cages there. That net had more than 40,000 fingerlings. We just pulled it out. Everything is gone.
The net over there.
Yes, had about 40,000 fingerlings on the water. It's all gone. We just pull it out, and you can see the water is rising in our spillway, our gutters here. And when we get to our grow outside, you see that it's taking some of the ponds already, and it's almost at the brink of the land. This our feed warehouse takes about 3 containers of fish feed. Any moment from now, it can go because part of it is already in the water. So we've emptied it. We moved all our inventory to higher ground, about 23-meter elevation up there, and all the other spare parts that we had there, we had to move all of them away. If we go to our pumping station at the back, you see what has happened there.
You said this is what is this again?
Our feed warehouse. It takes about 3 containers of fish feed, and part of it is already in the water. So we had to empty it, move all the inventory out before it falls into the water, because at this rate, it's just a matter of time that it will collapse. Because
What are all these?
these are our production ponds, our holding ponds for fingerlings. Each of them will hold about 150,000 fingerlings. We have some here. In total, we have 42 ponds here at this side. Across the road, we have 75 production units there, and 1 dam, 22,700 cubic meters. And then, if we go down the river where our main production site is, we had 40 cages there. Let's go to this one.
So is there fish inside these ponds now? Oh, there they are.
There's fingerlings in all of them. And now you can see we are losing some of them because the water quality that is coming in is not the same.
It's not the best.
It's not the best. It's coming in with high hydrogen sulfide, high ammonia and stuff. And when you pump it in, it's creating trouble.
How long does it take from this size to my plate?
From this size to your plate is 9 months.
So how old are these guys?
This is about 3 weeks old.
And we're now in October, so November, December plus 7. So July.
July. This will be eaten in July.
On my plate.
Yes, on your plate.
I hope you come back to full force, man. So because this is crazy.
Praying for.
What are these?
These are all okay. These are all nets. These are the nets that we were able to rescue. They were all tied to cages on the river, and they all had fingerlings in them. I think there are some at the back there as well. All these nets were holding the total of 2.2 million fingerlings.
2.2 million.
Yes.
Brothers and sisters of what we just saw.
Yes. They're elder brothers actually. They're elder brothers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It's a mess, man.
So this pond had some breeders that we normally rest on the cage, and then so now we have to move everything from there and keep here. So it's one of the places we are holding the breeding stock.
You were talking about some of your pumps that have been affected.
Yes, let's go to the pumping room there. I will show all these ponds we had to empty. All these ponds we have to empty because they had breeding fish in them, and the water level was coming all the way here. So we had to stop production and move the fish away. The water pump is here. Snake will come out any moment.
Yes, we've got to be careful, man. No snakes, man. Watch out for snakes.
So this water pump used to be on this step. There's a step here and down that way. So this water pump was down there, about 3 meters down.
Because there were steps down, right?
Yeah, there were steps all the way down. So we had to lift it and bring it here in order to keep pumping some water into the farm. We can see where the water is now. There was no water here at all.
I'm just trying to get into your mindset. So when you realize that there's a disaster, what's the first thing that you do?
The first thing was trying to protect our genetics. The first thing was trying to keep the core of the field, because once we keep that one, we can be able to get back. And somehow we were able to save the genetics. But the infrastructure is where we lost a lot of them. And
Wow.
and found the,
So where are you taking us to now?
and any moment you see, even this pumping station could be flooded
Yes.
because it keeps coming
Yeah,
closer.
the levels are rising, right?
Yes, it's even coming from under
Okay, so
these pumps.
it's almost like an ambush.
Yes, it's like an
You're being
ambush.
encircled and then from under as well.
So all around the farm, the water used a creek at the back here and went to the town and now coming back to the farm from the behind. From the behind. So you see all this place. You can see the middle is risen. There's
Yeah.
water coming
From
from the
under. The water is coming from under.
From under. From under. You know all these ones. You see it in all the ponds that the water is coming from under. So these ones literally don't have fish. They're just waiting to
Yeah,
see.
what can you do about this? You can't really prevent the water from coming
No,
from
you
under.
can't prevent. You can. It's a lot of water coming in. You can't do anything. It's a lot of water. There's literally nothing you can do.
We heard that the power was shut down in Sogakope when the flooding took place. So
Yeah.
so are you on the mains or you're on your own power?
When it happened, it took them 3 days to put the power back. So for those 3 days, we were on our own. We were on the gen set, and then later on, they were able to supply us. I think now they're supplying from either Akachi or Sege. They're supplying from one of those places.
Evans, you are bleeding money.
I tell you, it's serious. So far, we have crossed 6 million in terms of the losses, just in terms of the inventory, the stock, and the cages. Those cages that got crushed are very expensive cages. Each of them, those days we made them 2019 was about $10,000 for one.
Per cage.
The cage.
And you lost how many?
16 so far is gone.
Are your bankers nice people?
There's no nice banker, it doesn't exist.
Wow.
They want their money no matter what. So it's a big mess. And then we wake up every day, we just keep flying around to see what is the situation, what is the next move of the water, what can we anticipate. And as of now, they are not concretely giving us reliable information that we can plan with. They're just running on rumors, and
It's frustrating.
very frustrating. And the water is passing through all kind of places, all kind of runoffs,
Exactly.
industries around. So,
Yeah, I mean, you must be concerned about the quality of water.
yes, it's not consistent anymore. You apply the water to your fish, and then you start to see strange symptoms. So we cannot change water the way we used to anymore. You know,
What do you want to see as we wrap this up? What do you want to see happen? What are some recommendations that you would like to see implemented?
a proper support system for the food producers. The food production is a system, and every system needs a support. So I expect that they don't leave us just to die off like that. There should be some support reaching out to farmers to meet them at least halfway, so that we can restore the production of food to the country. Otherwise, we are not in a good position already in terms of food production. And if this is even happening to us, it's not okay. So we expect some good action from both the VRA and then the government to come together and see what they can do to help the farmers. At least we still have some few stuff back. I know some other customers of ours who are into nursery and stuff. Everything disappeared. Like everything is completely submerged. You go to the farm and it's like there was nothing there. There's a
Wiped out.
Completely wiped out. There's a farm up there that had about 200 kgs. They take fingerlings from us, about 250, 300,000 monthly fingerlings from us. And you go to their farm and the whole place is like wiped out, nothing. You have no, you don't even find a block, nothing. You see that there was an activity there before. At least here you still find some ponds here, and you still find some workers and stuff. There's some people, it was a complete massacre, complete disappearance. Everything is gone. And you can see how fast it's rising. Let's get closer to the shore, you see.
Yes, let's get to the shore. So this is Flosell Farms, it's the biggest in terms of fish farming.
The biggest indigenous farm.
Yeah, fantastic. It's 8 years of hard work.
8 years of hard work.
What were you doing before you were a fish farmer?
I was working with a company called Nestle. We were producing coffee, milk, baby food, and out of the blue, I decided to come and do fish
They
farming.
don't do fish. I mean, what was the link? Let's know they do fish now.
No, we just had to do this too. I saw the industry as a very exciting one full of opportunities. And then I decided to take it. I thought it was something I could do easily, and here we are.
Did you have any background to fish farming
No,
or
I had to go to
farming?
school. I had to go to school. I went to the School of the Fish, so I studied at Auburn University. I
Okay.
also studied
There's
in
a school of
Israel.
the fish.
Yeah, there's a School of the Fish in the US. I went there.
Okay.
I also
What's it
trained
called
in
again?
Israel, Auburn University,
Okay.
Auburn in Alabama. That's where I got training. I also
Just
trained in fish,
studies.
fish studies.
What kind of courses did you study? I'm
Well, you look
curious.
at water quality,
Uh-huh.
husbandry, handling, fish transport, processing, and feed formulation. You know, the aquaculture industry is a very big one. Globally, it's about 213 billion in dollar industry. It's about 213 billion industry. It's only here that we haven't seen a lot of investment in it. But in other parts of the world, there are very, very, very large aquaculture investments in China, in Singapore, in the US. I've seen farms that one pond is 10,000 hectares.
That's a lot.
Yes, I've
Let's
seen
compare this.
farms.
So how many hectares do you have?
Oh, all this my farm could be one pond, that I have seen. In total, we are operating on 106 acres of land.
And in hectares, that's like what?
1 hectare is 2.5.
So almost about
Yes,
2.5.
yes, yes.
Those are huge farms.
Yeah, those are huge farms. People are producing a lot of fish.
Human beings like their fish.
Yes, human beings like the fish. Fish consumption has gone up by 16% globally. So we still need to produce. And Egypt is doing so far 1.2 million tons. China is the biggest producer, 12 million tons, 10 times what Egypt is
What's
doing.
Ghana doing?
Less than 100,000.
No, we need
We
to
need
back up.
to. Yeah, we
And
need
you are
to.
part of that system.
Yes,
So this is really painful.
yeah, very
You said you
painful.
went to Israel too?
Yes,
What
I
did you
studied
study in
in Israel.
Israel?
I studied aquaculture in Israel, in the
Okay.
Israeli Aquaculture Institute. I studied there. I studied at my university as well.
So are your classmates from Israel and the USA calling you
Oh,
to find out what the heck is going
oh
on?
yes, and we've received calls from all over the world. We receive calls from friends, from mates, my colleagues in Nestle. They reached out. I read biochemistry for my first degree, so that network also reached out. They kept calling, oh, what can we do? How can we support? And that.
How can we help?
Yes, yes. A lot of questions have come
How
that
can
way.
some people help you if they want to help
Well,
you?
we need to tell the story correctly
Mhm.
and let the impact be felt, particularly the economic impact. We've seen the social impact stories flying around the homes and so on. The economic story is not being told properly. The businesses that are threatened at this time, and some already extincted.
And you know why? Because we went to visit some businesses in Sugakupe on Monday, and they basically locked their doors to us. They did not want us to come and see the level of destruction. A whole bunch of hotels in the Sugakupe area,
Yeah.
they refused. But you are willing to talk. Why?
I don't know their motivation, but I see that if this is not told properly, chances are that it could happen again. And it's only a foolish person who will learn from his own mistake, but a wise person who will learn from the mistake of others. So it's the reason why we need to tell the stories. I encourage those my colleague business owners in town to do opposite of what they did, so that the economic impacts be told properly. Otherwise, unless there's magic in their closets, I've seen some of the places the whole hotels got
Yeah.
submerged, conference centers. We were doing a training actually there, but from participants from 6 countries at the Holy Trinity Spa when the whole thing started. We had people from Nigeria, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire, and others. We're here. We're doing the morning sessions there and afternoon sessions here. So it was one of the afternoon sessions we got here and the thing started, and they were all looking. All the Nigerians were like, "Oh, guys, what is going on?"
Mm,
Oh yes, we have people. So they all went back with the experience,
yeah.
with what they have seen, and they are telling this
The
in their
story.
countries,
Yeah.
and they are following to see how we are able to resolve it. You know, people are always coming here for training, so that they are always interested to see, okay, how about this one? How do we manage?
Mhm.
Because it could happen to them as well.
Exactly.
It could happen to them
We
as
started
well.
by sitting by the water. Let's just end by getting close to the water. So this water, which was a source of livelihood for your business, is now threatening your business.
Yeah, you see the level now. Here, from this side, you see where the shrub is. That's
Yes.
where the water was.
That's where the water
That's
was.
where the water was, and it's like 7 meters gradient, 2 meters below. And now
Wow.
it's all over here. My workers plant a lot of fruits, pawpaw, and those you see they are all
Yeah,
falling
those
off.
cocoa trees were on soil.
Yes, all those things were on soil. Yes, all these things were on soil. All of them are gone now.
Do you feel the level is still rising?
I think so. I think so, because we have some markers that we are using
Yeah, of course.
to mark to see. But in anticipation, we've moved all the fish that's here. We've moved all of them to the dam just in case it comes, so that we still have something that is salvaged.
So you are always on the alert for changes.
When I wake up first thing in the morning, I call the colleague farmers, or Michael will be the first one to call. Charlie, what's happening at your place? Because my gate is already submerged. I can't get into my house and out, so I had to go and use somebody's house and get in. It's a big mess. So we keep checking on each other. Charlie, how is it looking like today? Then we will call a friend or two at VRA. So you people, what are you doing today? Are you spilling again today? How many gates are you opening? How many this, so that we can anticipate?
We heard it's 8. I spoke to someone at Vera today. He says 8 gates are being opened right now.
Yes, eight. Oh, 8 gates. I was
Yes.
thinking 6.
It's 8 now.
Wow. Well, as long as they are consistent with it, we are fine. You know, but we don't. If they are going to be at, I think now they are about 5,000. If they are going to be about 5,000 cubic meters like this, then we know this is the level we work with. But we don't want to wake up and have 10,000.
That will be overwhelmed.
Exactly, just like the way we moved from 1,000 to 7,000, it was catastrophic. That day, if you saw the speed with which the islands were moving, it was bad.
The islands were moving.
Oof, it was bad. I have some videos I'll show you. It was very bad. And then when one hits you, it was one of those ones that hit our cages and took everything away. So we were here, and then before you say Jack, the cage is already like a kilometer away.
Moving really quickly.
Very quickly, almost like 20, 30 kilometers per hour. There's nothing you can do underwater.
I hope there were no casualties, human beings dead in the water.
At our side, no, there was no human, but I heard at some other places there were some human casualties. At our place, we hadn't seen anything.
Listen, Evans, I really appreciate your candor and opening up to tell us the impact of this spillage on your business. What are your final things? Is there anything that you want to say before I wrap this conversation up?
Well, I will recommend that the key stakeholders that are involved in this should go back to their table and see the better way to manage this. I mean, rainfall water levels will always rise in the dam. This is not going to be the first, this is not going to be the last, but we don't anticipate every business getting this every year, you know. So they should play their games better than they have done. They should engage properly the stakeholders and help to anticipate, because this is a lot of money, this is a lot of investment, and a lot of both local and expatriate workers, you know. So engage properly so that these projects can be managed without too much impact to the environment.
And let's keep Ghanaian businesses alive.
Alive.
Evans Danso, MD, founder, Flosell Farms. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kafi. And welcome back home.
Thank you. It's a delight to be here. I wish I'd come under better circumstances,
Yes,
but I like your mood. I like your mood.
Oh yeah, we don't have any option. Just like the morning sun, we have to rise. Just like air, we have to be up there. We can't be down. People need fish anyway. So if we don't produce, you know, the Chinese are aggressive. They are doing 12 million tons and they are moving every corner to find opportunity. They will go and put up something there and then collect your dollars and go away. So if we don't do it, how?
Yeah. Somebody else will do it.
Somebody else will do it. We have 30 million people to feed in this country, at least 33 million. So
and I like my akpatogui, my catfish,
Yes.
my tilapia, my
Made
bovilolo,
made in
made in Ghana.
Made in here.
Made in Ghana.
You don't want to have a Kobe made in China.
At all. You know the taste nice. We want the Ghana one.
You want the Ghana one.
Thank you. I like your film.
Thank you
And
very
keep it
much.
up, man.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
Thank you.